A 95-pound Doberman sat in a shelter for 347 days because 22 families took one look at him and kept walking. Too big, too sharp, too much dog. Then, a young mother named Brooke signed the papers everyone told her not to sign, and 7 months later, what that so-called monster did at the top of a staircase in the half-second before anyone could move proved all 22 of those families spectacularly wrong. Brooke Sutton was 29, a first-time mom in a two-story house in a subdivision outside Louisville, Kentucky. Her husband Ryan was a firefighter who worked 24-hour shifts, which meant that 2 or 3 nights a week, it was just Brooke and a baby and a lot of quiet. She had adopted the dog 8 months before their daughter Ivy was born, back when the house felt too empty and she wanted something with a heartbeat in it. She had no idea she had just made the best decision of her life. His name was Gunner, and he had been at Millbrook Animal Shelter for 347 days, which is a polite way of saying almost 1 full year. In that time, 22 separate families had walked up to his kennel, looked at 95 pounds of black and tan Doberman standing perfectly still and staring straight back, and decided they'd rather have any other dog. He didn't bark, he didn't lunge, he just watched. Gunner had spent almost a full year behind a chain-link gate because 22 families decided a dog who watches that closely must be a dog to fear. I still see you haven't subscribed, and honestly, that stings a little. He wasn't dangerous. He was just waiting for someone to give him something worth guarding. If you believe a dog like that deserves to be seen, hit subscribe. It costs you nothing, and to a dog like Gunner, it would have been everything. The shelter manager, a woman named Gail, gave Brooke the honest version. Gunner had been surrendered by a man who bred him to guard a boatyard and then decided he was too much. He picked one person to attach himself to, Gail explained, and then followed that person from room to room like a 95-pound shadow with cropped ears. Most people find it unsettling, she said. He doesn't want to play fetch, he wants a job, and the job he wants is you. Brooke looked at Gunner. Gunner looked at Brooke. Then he leaned his enormous head against the bars and let out one quiet sigh, the sound of a dog who had watched 22 families leave and expected her to be the 23rd. She signed the papers 20 minutes later. For 8 months, Gunner shadowed Brooke. Then Ivy was born, and in about 4 seconds, he traded her in. The first time Brooke set the car seat on the living room floor, Gunner lowered his 95-pound head, breathed the baby in from her hair to her tiny socked feet, and then lay down against the car seat and did not move for 5 hours. From that day, Ivy was his job, and that, to Ryan, was exactly the problem. Ryan loved Gunner, but Ryan was also a firefighter who had seen what a big dog could do to a small person, and a 95-pound guard breed planting himself 6 inches from a newborn made his stomach turn. One accident, Brooke. He's huge and she's the size of a loaf of bread. Maybe we find him a home with no baby in it. Brooke's own mother said worse. Brooke kept Gunner anyway, because here's what nobody tells you about a Doberman who decides you're his. Gunner did not crowd Ivy, he spotted her. When she learned to sit up and then tipped sideways, there was already 95 pounds of warm dog exactly where her head was about to land. When she started crawling, Gunner crawled his enormous body along behind her, like a slow-moving wall, cutting her off from the fireplace, the outlets, the stairs. He had a thing about her left sock, only the left, which he stole every single morning and set beside his food bowl like a receipt. He drooled a dinner plate puddle every time she ate, apparently out of solidarity. On the nights Ryan pulled a 24-hour shift, Gunner planted his 95 pounds in the doorway of Ivy's room and stayed there until sunrise. Brooke, who used to check the locks 3 times before bed, stopped checking them at all. She just made sure Gunner was where he always was, and the long nights alone stopped scaring her. And the house Brooke had filled with a dog because it was too quiet was never quiet again, in the best possible way. Some stories are too good to keep to yourself, and Gunner was already writing his. Then, at 11 months, Ivy pulled herself up on the coffee table, let go, and took 3 wobbling, drunk sailor steps before sitting down hard on her diaper. And Gunner lost his mind, in the gentlest way a 95-pound dog can. From that day, he would not let her take a single step alone. Wherever Ivy toddled, Gunner was half a step behind, a living guardrail, catching her against his shoulder every time she tipped. Brooke started keeping count. In 6 weeks of Ivy learning to walk, she hit the floor exactly 0 times. Ryan called it a coincidence. Ryan was about to stop calling it that. The same dog 22 families walked past, the same dog Brooke's mother called a monster, the same dog Ryan wanted to give away. On an ordinary Sunday afternoon, that dog did the one thing no one else in the house was fast enough to do. Brooke had left the baby gate at the top of the stairs open for 10 seconds, maybe 15, while she carried a laundry basket down. It was the kind of mistake every parent makes and never forgets. Ivy, newly mobile and fearless, made a beeline for the one place in the house she was never allowed. She reached the top step, 13 steps of hardwood dropping away in front of her, and leaned out over the edge the way babies do, trusting the floor would be there. It wasn't. Ivy pitched forward, and in the half-second between her center of gravity going and her body following it, 95 pounds of Doberman came off the hallway floor like he had been fired from something, closed the 8 feet between them, and clamped the back of her onesie in his teeth. He did not knock her down the stairs. He did not miss. He set his paws, hauled backward, and dragged 22 pounds of falling baby back onto the safe side of the landing, where she sat down, stunned, and cried the ordinary cry of a baby who just wanted to go where she wasn't allowed. Brooke reached the top 4 seconds later and found her daughter safe on the carpet and Gunner standing over her, chest heaving, a scrap of onesie still caught on his tooth. Ryan watched the whole thing from the bottom of the stairs and did not say a word for a long time. Then he climbed the 13 steps he had just watched his daughter almost fall down, got on his knees on the landing, and put his arms around the neck of the dog he had spent a year trying to talk his wife into rehoming. "I'm sorry, buddy," he said into 95 pounds of black and tan fur. "I had you all wrong." Millbrook Animal Shelter shared the story, and Gail called Brooke to say they had adopted out every long-stay dog they had in 11 days. It turns out people will look twice at the dog nobody wanted once they see what he is actually for. Today, Gunner is 5 and Ivy is 3, and she still can't cross a room without a 95-pound Doberman half a step behind her, ready to catch a fall that rarely comes anymore. He still steals the left sock every morning, he still drools a dinner plate at every meal. There's a baby gate at the top of those stairs now that never gets left open, but Gunner checks it every single night anyway, the way he has checked on Ivy since the first 4 seconds he met her. When a dog shadows your child so closely it makes you nervous, don't be so quick to call it a problem. Sometimes the thing you are afraid of is the only one in the house paying close enough attention to catch what you missed. Brooke went looking for something to fill an empty house. What she found was the reason her daughter is walking around it today. She didn't rescue Gunner. Gunner rescued Ivy. Would you trust a 95-pound Doberman to shadow your toddler down a flight of stairs, or would you have listened to the 22 families who walked away? Tell me in the comments, and if a rescue dog ever proved everyone in your life wrong, tell me about him below. Somebody scrolling tonight needs to hear it.